So I've been wanting to do a follow-up video just to cover a couple of things that I felt like were important to repeat for everybody. So if you were at camp, you were part of our Saturday evening, and in that time I talked a lot about how God will subdue us, submit us, and I wanted to do a couple of quick thoughts on that to follow up, because it's been a few weeks now. How are you doing? If you're anything like me, it just takes a few weeks or a few days and I start to forget the really cool lessons that God gave. So there's a verse out of James, we'll start here, that says, "A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Don't expect that such a man will receive anything from the Lord." So what does it mean to be double-minded? What does double-minded look like and feel like? If you remember, we talked about Saturday night, the big issue is, do I have the same mind as God? Like, am I interested in His will, or do I have my will and my mind? And so I can be kind of double-minded. I can kind of be partway into God's will and into His will, and then I can also still be into my will and wanting to hold on to what I think is valuable in my will. So what God does is He treats us a little bit like a horse. You know how with a horse you've heard the term break a horse? Well, that's a wild creature that can't be used for anything. They're beautiful to look at, and they're a lot of fun to see run across the field. They're free spirit. But a free spirit is not the vessel of the Lord that we learned about. God wants to put His nature inside of us. So what He does is He has to break that will of that horse. Or, a soldier example, if you're going to be out in the battlefield, you can't trust the guy beside you if he's never gone through boot camp where they break him down. And that drill sergeant gets in his face over and over again. And what that drill sergeant is doing is he's breaking the will over the smallest thing, the shoe polish or you didn't tidy your bed or whatever. And it keeps confronting the will of that soldier until eventually that soldier's will is broken down. And then, like the horse, you build it up. And like the horse, you can train it. You can make it into a straight race horse, or some sort of jumping, or like more of a rodeo-oriented or cowboy-related, ranch-related horse where they can cut calves and do. Suddenly it's fun. It's fun for the horse. It's fun for the rider. They're useful. They get a new purpose in life. Same thing with the soldier. Suddenly you can trust them on the battlefield and all these things. So what we want to do is not be double-minded. We want to embrace the will of God and then realize that what He's going to do is He's going to break our will. So what we can do is right away we can use the Lord's Prayer. We can make the Lord's Prayer be a daily prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. So that gives you your big purpose for the day. You're going to have God's name be hallowed. You want His name to be honored. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth, just like it's always done in heaven. So if I make that a daily prayer, if I start my day off with that, what I'm doing is I'm bringing myself into alignment with the will of God. And I'm also praying it, so I'm submitting my will. So now suddenly my will is God's will, and God's will is superimposed onto my will. And now I'm starting to be brought into something bigger than just myself. I can be that free spirit. I can run around the fields of life with my tail flying and all that stuff, and the wind in my hair. Yeah, but you're a purposeless running horse. What if you could run across the field and God gave you a purpose for it? And it was for His name to be honored as holy, and His will was coming out of you, and then you ran across the field, kind of a thing. So that's what I wanted to do as a follow-up. We want to submit our will. We want to desire God's will. We want to do that with the Lord's Prayer on a daily basis. Good luck, everybody. Probably talk to you again.